Hi guys, we are into the third topic of the second lesson. We have seen in the beginning, we started the chapter about when we started the chapter we studied about Prinsep and Piyadasi. Then we went on to study about the 16 Mahajanapadas. Okay, the 16 Mahajanapadas के बारे में पढ़ा था. Then we went on to see the Magadhan Empire, Magadhan Kingdom, why it is called as the most powerful kingdoms among the 16 Mahajanapadas. Then we saw Mauryan empires. Okay, Mauryan empires, very important question we saw, and in that we saw a lot of short answers why it is so important to the present day scenario, and what was the administration of this empire we saw. We also saw how what are the sources were telling us about the Mauryan empire. So all these questions we saw in the form of short answers. Now going to the next topic. This topic is during the time of Mauryan Empire in northern part of India, there were some chiefs and kings. They are called chiefdoms. Okay, emerging in South India, southern part of India. That we are going to see. The first topic is there is no any question answer for this, but of course for your MCQs and facts and figures, this is important. Okay. The new kingdoms that emerged in the Deccan and the further south, including the chiefdoms of Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. Please underline this. These are the three important rulers or kingdoms. You can say chiefdoms, not kingdoms. Chiefdoms. What is the difference between chiefdoms and kingdom? We'll see. Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. They are all present in a place called Tamilagam. Okay, the name of the ancient Tamil country. Okay, Tamilagam is the name of the ancient Tamil country, which included parts of present-day Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, in addition to Tamil Nadu. These are the three states, present-day states, which were once upon a time included in Tamilagam. Okay, the question can come: which are the present-day states included in Tamilagam? Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Okay, so Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas, they are the chiefs in Tamilagam. Okay, chiefs and chiefdoms. It's an important fact. A chief is a powerful man whose position may or may not be hereditary. Okay, it may be hereditary. Hereditary is the one. What do you mean by hereditary? The son taking over a father's position, that is hereditary. So the chief may be hereditary or may not be hereditary, it depends. He derives support from his own king folk, from his own people, his own group of people. He derives the support from them. His functions include performing special rites. They may ask what are the special, one marker में सब आ सकते हैं. Special rituals, leadership in warfare, that is battle, arbitrating disputes. Arbitrating मतलब resolving the problems between two families or two groups. He also receives gifts from his subordinates, from his subordinates, assist, maybe people. He receives gifts. Occasionally people give them, chiefs को gift देते हैं. Unlike the kings usually collect taxes, so whereas kings impose tax on the people, whereas the chiefs generously people give to the chiefs in the form of gifts. This is the major difference between chiefs and the kings. Question can come on this. And they often distribute this to among these supporters. वो जो gift मिलता है उसको ज़्यादातर distribute करते हैं. And there are no regular armies. So these are some of the differences, or a short note on chiefs and the chiefdoms. So there is no any regular armies or officials in this. We know that these states, from a variety of sources, we have studied earlier Tamil. Now we can come to know about this from the early Tamil Sangam texts, which contain poems. Tamil Sangam is a very old ancient literature written in Tamil language. That is a Sangam literature कहते हैं उसको. And this Sangam literature contains so many poems. These poems describe chiefs and their ways in which they acquired and distributed resources. So is Sangam literature में क्या है? Question can come: what is Sangam literature and what does it contain? It contains poems describing the chiefs and the ways in which they acquired and distributed the resources. So Sangam literature speaks about this. We will study about Sangam literature very elaborately in chapter number 3. Many chiefs and kings, including Satavahanas, is another group of people. They ruled in western part of Maharashtra and Karnataka, that area. So the western part as well as central India में ये rule कर रहे थे Satavahana rulers between second century BEC to CE. Okay, second century. So during the time, okay, Mauryans when they were ruling in southern northern part, these people are in central part, and Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas in a little more further south. Okay, so these people ruled. Okay, Satavahanas ruled, and Shakas, another group of people, Shakas. These people of they have their origin from Central Asia. Okay, they are coming from Central Asia area close to Mongolia and other things we have studied last year. So Shakas coming from Central Asia, and they established kingdoms in south north. These are all for your facts and figures. Okay, one marker. Don't worry about question answers. So Satavahanas, where they ruled, you should know, and you should know Shakas coming from Central Asia ruled in northwestern part of subcontinent, especially in Afghanistan and that area, and they derived the revenues from long distance trade से ही इनको ज़्यादा revenues मिलता था. And both the Shakas and Satavahanas, they are socially they are little lower. See, ruling class has to be Kshatriyas. Okay, in India, ruling people have to be Kshatriyas according to our Hindu traditions. Kshatriyas they should belong to the social category of Kshatriyas. But these people, Shakas and Satavahanas, their social origins were often obscure, not so very clear. We will see in this general chapter 3 में once they acquired power, they attempt to claim social status in variety of ways. जैसे वो लोग rule करने लगे तो social status को धीरे धीरे अपने आप को वो they claimed themselves to be Kshatriyas. We'll study in the next chapter about this. So what you need to know so far in this one, you need to know about chiefdoms of Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas in Tamilagam. Tamilagam includes these three present states, and this difference between kings and the chiefs, and what do the kings do with the gifts and all that. Then doing with the Tamil Sangam literature, what is Tamil Sangam literature and what does it contain. Then Satavahanas kahan rule kar rahe the, and Shakas where they are coming from, and what that. Okay, now it's very important. Another question, it is the notion of divine kings. Okay, the question can come. Write a short note on divine kings, or explain the notion of divine kings. Okay, so very important. One means of claiming high status was to identify. अपने आप को सोसाइटी में high status अगर अपने आप को identify करना है तो what they used to do is they used to identify with a variety of deities. Deities means gods and goddesses. तो क्या करते हैं, हमेशा अपने आप को एक god के साथ compare करते हैं, identify करते हैं. I am so and so, I am Lord Brahma, I am Shiva, so like that. So this is the one way of claiming high status. So ये statement देके भी आपको comment, explain, elaborate ऐसा भी दे सकते हैं. So one means of claiming high status was to identify with variety of deities. एक statement दे दिया और इसको बोला elaborate. Then the answer is this. This strategy is best exemplified. Exemplified मतलब showed by the rulers called Kushanas. Kushanas are the rulers who exemplified, showed or practiced this statement in their real life. Their time period is given first century to first century. Before Satavahanas, but after after Mauryas. Okay, Mauryas के बाद Kushanas in North India. So these people ruled, and they ruled a very vast kingdom extending from Central Asia to Northwest India. Then their history has been reconstructed from the inscriptions and textual traditions. हम इनके बारे में पता चला. And the notions of kingship that they wish to project are all perhaps the best evidence in their coins. इनके बारे में ज़्यादा Kushanas के बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा हमें पता चलता है उनके coins and sculptures के द्वारा. Very very important. How we come to know about the notions of their kingship, that the Kushanas ruled in India and central part of this one northwest part of India, and all that we come to know through the coins that they issued and the sculpture that they had. Okay, then the colossal statues. Colossal means a very very big. Colossal statues of Kushana rulers have been found installed in a shrine at Mutt near Mathura. मथुरा के बीच में ये सब पॉइंट में आपको लिखना पड़ेगा, ये एमसीक्यूज में भी आ सकते हैं. So their statues are found in Mathura. Then similar statues also have been found in shrine means temple. Okay, shrine means temple in Afghanistan as well. And some historians feel that this indicates that the Kushanas consider themselves. इसका मतलब ये सब some historians बताते हैं कुशानास अपने आप को क्या कहते थे कि they adopt very important fact. This is an important fact for your MCQs, that they adopted the title called Devaputra, son of God. They adopted, who adopted the title? Kushana rulers. They adopted, before their name they used to write Devaputra so and so. So like that. Possibly ये उनको ये idea कहाँ से मिला होगा? They were inspired by Chinese rulers who called themselves as the sons of heaven. चाइनीज रूलर्स अपने आप को सन्स ऑफ हेवन बोल के बुलाते थे, और इनसे इंस्पायर होके कुशाना रूलर्स ने अपने आप को सन ऑफ गॉड, दैट इज देवपुत्र, बोल देते. ओके, बाय द 4th century देयर इज आल्सो एविडेंस लार्जर स्टेट्स, दैट इज मतलब 4th century के बाद, 4th century CE के बाद हमें गुप्ता एम्पायर के बारे में पढ़ने को मिलता है. आफ्टर कुशानास इज द गुप्ता, एंड मेनी ऑफ दिस, ऑल दिस पीपल, मतलब कुशाना को ले लो या गुप्ता को ले लो, ऑल दिस पीपल डिपेंडेड ऑन ए ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल कॉल्ड समंतास. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट दिस. समंतास आर मेन हु मेंटेन्ड देमसेल्व्स थ्रू लोकल रिसोर्सेस इंक्लूडिंग कंट्रोल ओवर द लैंड. ये लोग अपने आप को लोकल लैंड पे कंट्रोल रखते थे. दे आर लाइक जमींदास. ओके, व्हेन ब्रिटिशर्स केम, they appointed zamindars to collect and administer the Indian states. In the same way, the samantas were the zamindars of that time. Okay, so they offered, ये नहीं लिखना आपको, लिखना ये है कि they are samantas are men who maintained themselves through local resources including control over land. They offered homage and provided, क्या क्या काम करते थे? homage मतलब respect देना, और मिलिट्री, प्रोवाइडेड मिलिट्री सपोर्ट टू द रूलर्स. वो मतलब रूलर्स को, जो गुप्ता हो या कुशाना हो, उनको सपोर्ट देते थे मिलिट्री में, प्लस उनको होमेज मतलब प्राइस गिफ्ट कभी कभी दे देते थे, रेस्पेक्ट देते थे, एंड ऑल दैट. पावरफुल समंदास कुड बिकम किंग्स ऑल्सो. जो ज्यादा पावरफुल है, उसके पास, जिसके पास ज्यादा आर्मी है और किंग बहुत वीक है, तो वीक रूलर्स को हरा के कभी कभी ये लोग खुद किंग बन जाते थे. इट ऑल हैपेंस इन हिस्ट्री. Histories of Gupta rulers have been reconstructed from literature, coins and inscriptions. जैसे कुशाना के बारे में coins and sculpture से पता चलता है, वैसे ही गुप्तास के बारे में हमें literature, coins and inscriptions, coins and तीनों से हमें पता चलता है, including precious. Very important. What is precious? We will see precious. What is precious? Underline this. Precious are composed in praise of kings in particular and patrons in general by the poets. ये precious is something that is composed like work only, like inscription में जो लिखते हैं वैसे ही है, and it is composed by the poets in praise of the kings. That is more important. kings को praise करने के लिए, उनको उनके मतलब बड़ाई करने के लिए. While historians often attempt to draw a factual information from such composition, those who composed and all that, that's fine. What you need to underline is that. Now this is more important. The Prayag Prashasti, also known as Allahabad Pillar inscription, composed in Sanskrit by Harisena, the court poet of Samudragupta. Very important fact. This question is often asked in most of the exams, even competitive exams, even in board exams also. प्रयाग प्रशस्ति is also known as Allahabad Pillar is the first question. और किसने कंपोज किया? हरिसेना ने कंपोज किया. कौन से भाषा में किया? संस्कृत में किया. एंड हु इज हरिसेना? ही वाज द कोर्ट पोएट ऑफ समुद्रगुप्ता. और प्रयाग प्रशस्ति में किसके प्रेज, किसको ज्यादा प्रेज किया गया? दैट इज समुद्रगुप्ता. So many questions can be asked in this 3 lines. So with that we complete this notion of kingship with regard to Kushanas and Guptas. Yeah, you can say a note on divine kings. Whatever notion of kingship with regard to Kushanas and this on Gupta rulers you can study. Otherwise you can also study divine kings एक topic लेके पूरा पढ़ सकते हैं. मैंने बोल दिया important facts क्या क्या है and what are the things you need to remember. Devputra very important and sons of heaven very important. Prayag Prashasti, Samantas and all these are very important facts. Now moving towards, see all the sources we will see when we resume our normal classes. This is an important source. Source number 4. We are going to the next topic, that is a changing countryside. The source 5 given here, Sudarshana Lake in Gujarat, is also very important source. Sudarshana Lake is an artificial reservoir, okay, artificial lake, and this was being renovated by a person called Rudradama, okay. We'll study this. Otherwise, you read, you will understand. A changing countryside. Countryside means village. During this time, that is during the time of 600 BC से लेके 600 CE तक जो इस lesson में हम पढ़ रहे हैं, उसमें how what was the change? How did the villages or countryside change? Okay, how did they adopt, and how we come to know about these people, about this countryside people and all that. Okay, so that is the question, is all about anything related to village and countryside. A question आ गया, आंसर आपको यहीं से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा. See, what did the subjects think about their rulers? People rulers के बारे में क्या सोचते थे? Obviously हमें पता नहीं है ज़्यादा, क्योंकि जो भी हमको अकाउंट मिलता है, जो भी इंस्क्रिप्शंस मिलते हैं, सब में रूलर्स के बारे में लिखा, रूलर्स के बारे में ही लिखा होता है. ऑर्डिनरी पीपल के बारे में बहुत कम लिखा होता है. दैट इज द फर्स्ट ऑफ 4 स्टेटमेंट्स हो गया मैंने जो बोला. Nevertheless, historians have tried to solve this problem by examining some of the stories. कुछ स्टोरीज लिखे, उस स्टोरी से हमें कुछ लोगों के बारे में कुछ पता चला. स्टोरीज लाइक in anthologies, that is stories such as Jatakas and Panchatantra. Jatakas are the stories of the books written in Jainism and Buddhism. So what is Jatakas? It's just stories. With the stories, some moral lesson. Okay, so many of the stories probably originated as popular oral tales and orally बोला जाता था, और later on ये committed to writing हुआ, मतलब orally बोलते हैं और कुछ लोग बाद में इसको लिखते थे. Jatakas were written in Pali, very very important. Jatakas mostly were written in a language called Pali. First millennium, that is okay, here is important, not important. One story that is very very important, which was the story they called Gandha Tindu Jataka. Okay, Gandha Tindu Jataka describes the plight of the subjects. Plight of subjects means people. Subjects means people of a wicked king. जब ये king, जो लोग विकेट मतलब वेरी नो क्रूवल, नॉट बॉदर्ड, एंड वो जो चीटिंग करता लोगों को, इज कॉल्ड विकेट किंग. सो एक विकेट किंग, जब एक किंग विकेट हो और वहां उस लोगों का प्लाइट मीन्स कंडीशन, लोगों का कंडीशन क्या होगा, उसके बारे में इस गांधा तिंदु सब क्वेश्चन कैन कम. what is being described in the Gandha Tindu Jataka. 1 मार्कर आ सकते हैं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड इसमें प्लाइट ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में, एंड दिस इंक्लूड, ये स्टोरी ऐसा जाता है कि एल्डरली विमेन एंड मेन, कल्टिवेटर्स, हर्डर्स, विलेजेस, ऑल दिस पीपल ऑल आर बीइंग suffering in this. When the king went, this is the story, when the king went in disguise means अपना वेश बदल के जाना, to find out what his subjects thought about him. ईच ऑफ दम, जब वो जाते थे तो हर कोई जिससे भी वो मिला पूछा कैसे आपका राजा कैसे हैं. ईच ऑफ दम cursed him for their miseries, complaining that they were attacked by robbers and by robbers at night and by tax collectors during the day. नाइट में robbers आते हैं और दिन में टैक्स कलेक्टर, सब हमको रोब करते हैं. they all rob us. And what we used to do to escape from this situation, we abandoned the village. छोड़ छाड़ के हम जंगल में चले जाते हैं. We went to live in the forest. So this is the plight of the subjects, people towards the king. ये king मतलब, but through this story we come to know about the people and all that. As the story indicates, the relationship between the king and his subjects, especially in rural population, could be very strained, and kings frequently tried to fill their coffers. तो kings मतलब लोगों के बीच में और king के बीच में ज्यादा अच्छा अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं होता था. तो क्यों नहीं होता था? क्योंकि kings हमेशा क्या करते हैं, वो अपना कॉफर्स मीन्स ट्रेशर ना, ट्रेशरी को अगर बहुत ज्यादा भर जाते हैं, कैसे भरते हैं? बाय डिमांडिंग हाई टैक्सेस. पेसेंट्स क्यों, लोगों से लेने देना नहीं है, तो दे फोकस्ड मोर ऑन filling their treasuries by demanding high taxes, and peasants particularly found in such demands very oppressive. Peasants को बहुत ज़्यादा oppressive लगता था, and escaping into the forest remained an option. So thus these stories speak about all this. So one way of filling the treasuries is by taxing them in a very exorbitant manner. Okay, so what are the other strategies to increase their this one, what are the other things to growing demand for the taxes also came to be adopted. So other, that is increasing the production. Another strategy is to increase the production. So first way of doing running the government is to tax more and more. Not running the government, filling the coffers is to tax more and more. Second way of filling the coffers is to increase the production. One strategy is to shift from the traditional way of agriculture to plow agriculture. Plow agriculture, yes, iron is being invented by this time. Iron hai to plow bana diya, and it they made fertile land into very cultivated land, and iron tipped plowshare was used to turn the alluvial soil with which had a very high rainfall and all that they used to do. But they also introduced a new this one called a transplantation. What is transplantation? Transplantation is used in paddy cultivation only. What is paddy? Rice cultivation mein hai. What is this? They will just throw the seeds in the place where water is plentiful, जहाँ पे पानी ज़्यादा है वहाँ पे they will throw the seeds, that is rice. Then when the seeds are broadcast means spread, इसके बाद saplings जब उगने लग जाते हैं, saplings को वहाँ से निकाल के अलग एरिया में फील्ड में जाके अलग अलग मतलब उसको वापस लगाते हैं. नाउ इट इज नॉट सो मच प्रैक्टिस अर्लियर द ट्रांसप्लांटेशन. बाय दिस व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू, दे यूज्ड टू इंक्रीज द प्रोडक्शन. ओके, बट दिस मेंट बैक ब्रेकिंग वर्क फॉर द प्रोड्यूसर. मतलब बहुत ज्यादा काम है इसको, ऐसे बहुत आसानी से नहीं. बट दे यूज्ड टू, सो वन वे ऑफ इंक्रीज द प्रोडक्शन इज to shift to the plough agriculture, and in which they also practice transplantation. Now next, this whether this paragraph speaks about whether this was practiced all over the India. No, some parts of like semi-arid area like Punjab, Rajasthan, they did not adopt this. Even hilly region they did not adopt this because they were practicing hoe agriculture, मतलब shifting agriculture, जो हाथ से हथौड़ा से जो भी काट के agriculture करते थे वही, so shifting. So they were not adopting to plough agriculture or transplantation agriculture. So that's the first point. Second paragraph उतना important नहीं है. First paragraph. Another strategy adopted by them to increase the agricultural production is the by way of use of irrigation. Okay, irrigation. Yes, उस time tank or wells कुएं से और tank से तो पानी था, but less commonly used is canals. So here they introduced canal irrigation also, by which they increased the production. So we are talking about the countryside and their change. First we talked about how people think about their rulers with the story of Gandhatindu Chetaka. Then we went on to see increasing the production by way of introducing plough agriculture. Then second is by increasing the irrigation facility. Now what was the difference with differences in rural society? Socially how people are different from one another. So that is the question, very very important from the point of view of one marker as well as from question answers. With this all these technologies, ये increasing plough agriculture को increase करना, transplantation को introduce करना, irrigation को introduce करना, ये सब होने के कारण क्या हो गया, लोगों में सोशल डिफरेंस भी बढ़ने लग गया. वी स्टडी दिस. ओके, व्हेनेवर देयर इज अ चेंज इन द वे ऑफ लाइफ एंड मतलब इकोनॉमिकली कोई चेंज होगा तो सोसाइटी में भी चेंज होता है. सो विद द टेक्नोलॉजीज बीइंग increased and the benefits were very uneven, and what happened, there was a growing differentiation between the people. Okay, some were called as themselves as agricultural laborers, some called themselves small peasants, some called themselves as large landholders. So the term Gahapati is used in Pali for these two people, the second and the third category, that is small peasants and large landholders को अपने आप Gahapati कहते थे. What is Gahapati? Gahapati was a owner or the master or the head of the household who exercised control over women and children, slaves, workers who shared common residence, and he is also the owner of the resources, land, animals and other things and that belong to the household, sometimes even all that. So this is Gahapati. Gahapati is a term for small peasants and large landholders. The term is in Pali. Okay, the large landholders as well as the village headmen. Okay, large landholder as well as village headmen often emerge as the powerful figures, and they exercise the maximum control over the cultivators. Okay, that is fine. Now, this fact is very very important for your MCQs, especially for match the following में आ सकते हैं. Sangam literature में they mention different categories of people living in the village. Sangam literature speaks about this. Large landowners, they are called vellalars. Very very important Tamil term, और ये एग्जाम में बहुत बार आया हुआ है. Large landowners को vellalar कहते थे. And plowmen is called as ulavar, and the slaves are called as adimai. So very तीनों term बहुत important है. Tamil literature speaks about three different categories of people in the villages. Large landowners called vellalar, plowmen called ulavar, and slaves are called adimai. So these second differences are based on differential land. इनका difference इसीलिए कि access to land, labor and न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी, ये तीनों से ही सोसाइटी में जो चेंज आया. अभी कोई गर्भवती है, कोई लैंड ओनर है, कोई एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर है, उलवर है, अडिमे है, ये सब जो भी कैटेगरीज विलेज में अभी आने लगा, ये तीनों से ही. इफ यू हैव एक्सेस टू ऑल दीज थ्री, यू आर कॉल्ड लैंड ओनर. इफ यू हैव नो एक्सेस टू ऑल थ्री, you are called a laborer. So land, labor and technology. Okay, so that is all about this. The last statement, last topic in this countryside change in countryside is a land grants and the new rural elites. Earlier land grants were given, I'm just summarizing, earlier land grants were given only to the brahmanas, to the religious institutions at the brahmanas. Now for the first time in history, okay, a lady Prabhavati Gupta, first paragraph में जो मैंने बोला वही है, that no, normally it is given to only the brahmanas and religious institutions को land grants देते थे, kings देते थे. लेकिन अभी Prabhavati Gupta was the first lady, the daughter of one of the most important rulers in the Indian history, that is Chandragupta II. She was married to another important ruling family, that is Vakatakas. Okay, the ये ruling family में इनको शादी, she was married to this Vakatakas ruling family, and they were also very powerful in Deccan area, okay, in Karnataka and Maharashtra area. And according to the Sanskrit legal text, women are not supposed to have any access to their father's land. But this lady, however, inscription indicates that Prabhavati had access to land, which she then granted to some other people. So since she was a queen, it was possible. She was a queen, and this can be an exceptional case. Otherwise, in normal society, women are not supposed to have access to their father's land. Land grant nahi hai. So this is one thing about land grant. Then this inscription also gives an idea that the rural population include brahmanas, peasants, and all, that are expected to provide a range of produce to the king. Okay, इसमें इसी inscription पता चलता है कि brahmanas के including brahmanas, all these people expected to give their provide this one to the king. They should give their whatever they produce to the king, and king should accept them. Okay, so yes. Yeah, that's enough for this topic. Okay, the other this all the donation ranges from the regional variation in the size land donated, ranging from small plots to the vast structures and cultivated land. Some people give a large land, some people give but the kings were losing control over, when samandas were becoming more and more powerful, and kings sometimes they give all the land to samandas, and samandas become more powerful than the king. Sometimes it so happens. So in this, what you need to remember, this topic land grants, what you need to know is, usually land grants is always probably given, the records that survive the generally about grants to religious institutions and brahmanas को ही हमेशा मिलता है. But what this, we have a story about Prabhavati Gupta, in which women also inherit the land from their father. We have, but it so doesn't happen with normal people. It happens only with the elite people. So we have an exception in the form of Prabhavati Gupta. Otherwise, so we have Prabhavati Gupta and her inscription. In this, we come to know that she had the land, and she contributed this land to the villages there. So that is all about the last topic. That is, we have taken two topics in this. One is the changing countryside. The other one is notions of kingship, we can say. we started with the chiefs. इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है एमसीक्यू से. इसमें हमने एक क्वेश्चन देखा था, that is short answer on divine kings. Yeah, one means of claiming high status was to identify with the variety of deities. Explain. ये वाला क्वेश्चन ये एक आपको ये लिखना है. Then we went on to see another question. ये लॉन्ग आंसर में आपको लिखना है. That is how did the village countryside change during the 600 BCE to 600 CE. So ये वाला आपको लिखना पड़ेगा. In what just quickly summarize, let me summarize this. What you need to write is, you need to write about this on Gandha Tindu Jatakas के बारे में आपको लिखना पड़ेगा. Then you have to explain heavy मतलब high taxation. Then to fill the coffers. Our strategy है increase the production and introduce the irrigation. ये दो आपको लिखना पड़ेगा. Then rural society में क्या difference है, वो society के बारे में social differences आपको ये answer में लिखना पड़ेगा. तो last, land grants usually given to religious institutions, brahmanas, but for the first time we have a proof in the form of Prabhavati Gupta. वो थोड़ा आपको एक दो point. So 2 points here, 3 points here, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 1, 8 points can be written in this. So 8 marker, 8 points, and this is a 3 marker, 3 points. So till I see you in the next session with a new topic, till then all of you please take care, stay home and stay safe. Bye bye.